Welcome to this edition of Kriegs Korner, Corner to K. I'm your host, Adam Krieger. Today, I am joined by the man known by probably most as producer Alex. I found out recently his last name is Jacobs. Producer Alex, what's going on, buddy? How you been?
What's up, dude? What's up? Good to be here, man. Thanks for having me on here. Excited to
Dude,
finally get here and chat with you.
I kind of need that energy right now. I'm having a fucking shit day, and then you just yelling and fire me up. So let's fucking do this shit. So few reasons I want to have Alex on. Number one is because he was actually one of the first people I met at Vendetta after Trey. We were happening in like a video call. We were just like discussing some. It was when I was going on That's Some Cheese, actually, my first week here,
baby.
and then you were like, we were talking before. We kind of just like briefly talked, but then we got it recording, and that was kind of it. But so how'd you get here? How'd you end up at Vendetta?
At Vendetta, okay, so kind of like a long story, but I was a hospitality major, and for my first 2 years of school, and then for my junior year, I switched over to broadcasting, and I was concentrating in sports broadcasting. So a lot of people, when you think of broadcasting, it's like, oh, you want to do play-by-play. And that was never in my thought process at all. I never wanted to sit there and call a game, because that's a different side of like, I wanted to sit there and podcast and analyze. And again, like we're doing shooting the shit, like I want to do that stuff. I didn't want to sit there and, Joe Bucket or, Kevin.
Whoever. Yeah.
Right. Kevin Burkhardt, calling the Eagles game on Sunday. Like, I don't want to do that.
Burkhardt's my boy, though.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, all these guys.
He's an SNY guy. I watched him like with the fucking prime David Wright in the Mets.
And
my bad. Continue.
It's just all like you have to have that, especially in baseball. It's all about that dead time. Can you talk throughout those 90 seconds in between the pitches? There's not supposed to be silence. It's just weird. So I just knew I couldn't do that. And when I switched over, I had no experience at all. Like literally my experience was like being a server, line cook, golf caddy, like nothing that applies to what I want to do. So, but I did have my own podcast. I did a couple radio commercials here and there for the university that I go to. But that's all the experience I really had. So I was like looking at internships, because I'm graduating in, today's April 19th. I'm graduating in like less than a month, 3 weeks. So I was like, my thought process was like, I'm going to graduate and I have no experience. What the hell am I going to do? So I just looked at internships, and I was actually like, the real story was I was actually looking for internships over winter break for when I graduate, like for the summer. But then, because I didn't think I could do an internship with school, just, final semester, it's going to be hectic. Can I do all that work? I don't know. And then it was like, this is for the spring. So I was like, all right, I'll just, I'll make it work. And I got in the interview with Trey, and I was sitting in this room, this little home studio that I have in a little closet in my house. And after, he was just like, we just knew that we wanted you here because, we see you here. And it's just like, we know that you're taking it seriously. And that's like one of the things that I say to, I sit in on the interviews with Trey right now, and I'm seeing a lot of these kids come in, and I'm like, one of the quotes that Trey said when I first was hired is, be different. What makes you different? I'm showing up in a damn studio. Like, I want it that bad. Like, this is like, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm pursuing that. So, but yeah, it's been a fun road. And hopefully if this is where I end up for long term, hopefully, I won't have to worry about my resume anymore, because now at the end of I'm getting ready to graduate, and all my professors are like, oh, we got to do resume review. We got to do resume this, LinkedIn that. No. I'm trying to be stuck right here, man.
LinkedIn's the worst. Dude, I'm so jealous that you're graduating. I have a whole nother year after this, and it's just like fucking miserable. We've kind of talked about this before, you and I, but like I hate college.
Yeah,
like, college is such a it's such a fucking scam, but my story's a little bit fucked up. Actually, we were talking one time.
I don't know if I've ever heard this.
You didn't even know that I'm older than you, but so I am. I don't even know. I kind of wrote about this in my introduction post a while back, but I don't think I've ever said on the podcast. But so right after I graduated high school in 2015 from small town New York.
You graduated in 2015?
From high school.
I was 17, so you're 2 years older.
So I went to Coastal Carolina for a year. And just like being out of like New York in the winters was just so nice. And just, I was in a fucked up headspace, and I didn't do anything, and I hated school so much. I just stopped going, and I fucked my life up pretty bad. Got fat, like whole mental health shit. Came back, like then I got a job in real estate, and real estate kind of just like wasn't for me. I like the idea of like you get to make your own money, but being dependent on other people is just like people
It's
fucking
tough.
people fucking
Yeah.
suck. Bottom line, like they're good people, but like majority is like shitty. So just like working in that type of world was not what I wanted to do. Um, I went to school. I want to be an educator. Like I went back to school to wrestle. So like where Font was, they cut the wrestling program after 1 year, and I was like, fuck it. Like I just want to like produce content, like be funny. Like I don't want to work for like some bullshit. And my school actually, like, God bless them, hooked me up one day before the start of the semester. They were like, yeah, like we have this kid who works at Vendetta Sports. He kind of did the same thing you want to do. Like we have a good reputation with them, so like why don't you email him? And within like 24 hours, I was hired by Trey. What? Not even 24 hours, 8 hours. But yeah, so I took a fucking bunch of years off. I came back, uh, I don't know, 3 years ago because I'm about to finish my junior year.
That's crazy. Wait, so what were you studying at Coastal Carolina when you went there?
I went in undecided. I was probably gonna try and do some like sports management business type shit.
And is that what you're doing now?
Nah,
Or
I'm a straight com major.
okay, cool.
So like my focus would be like sports broadcasting.
Right,
But
right.
I s- I go to such a small school where they offer one class a year, not even a semester. So if you fuck up one thing, like you have to wait a whole nother year. So I'm
To
like,
get it. Yeah.
and I'm just banking on like them because we have our schedules for my second to last semester. But if they don't have the shit for my last semester, like I could run into an issue.
So you're done. You would be done if all goes according to plan. You would be done next May.
A full year from now, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, I mean, part of it is that like just like all my friends I grew up with, they're all like in year 2 or 3 of their jobs. So like there's like some
Right.
weird like fucking like added pressure in the back of my head. So like I don't know. I just came here and I came here, I started grinding. That's kind of how everything just
Yeah, I get
like
that. I mean, you had a fantastic I'll get back to that college thing in a second. I just wanted to say this too. You had a fantastic Thursday or Friday, was it? I mean, you had what, 7 posts, 8 posts? Dude's going
Friday.
off,
Yeah.
making a name for himself. He's been known though.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
it's okay. If we're gonna get into this now, I'm down to get into this now. Okay. So last night, like, so my thing is I work every single morning. Okay, not every single morning. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, I work for my local like town. I do some like senior program where I get a few hours of work in. Then I go to school, mostly from like 11 to 2. Then I come home around 2, get whatever my schoolwork is done, and then I spend pretty much the rest of my day trying to like get Vendetta shit done. Like if every now and then I can squeeze a blog in before, but
Yeah.
like I just like don't get how people are getting their time in, which is another. So Friday, like I had a like a lucky day where I didn't have to go to school. Like I got to log into class remote because all my classes are in person right now, which is.
Are they? I was just gonna ask that.
Are you fully remote?
I'm all remote, yeah.
Do you, okay, let me finish this and I'm going to ask you about that. But
Yeah.
so and I work in I work in an ice cream truck every single weekend. I have been for a while. I drive it. It's like it's one of my family businesses. Like
That's cool.
it's like it's been my life. I've been doing it since I was like 16 years old, as soon as I learned how to drive. So all my weekend time is gone.
Yeah.
So like I feel so I was talking to Trey last night because I have my random post of the week done and my best of post of the week done because I'm just trying to
Yeah.
like just get more shit out there. And he was like, yeah, like to be honest, like he's like, I don't know what anyone's doing. Like he outposts everyone 8 to 4, and he always is saying in like in the fucking Slack, like, don't let me do this, don't let me do this.
Right.
There's
Right.
33 WordPress accounts, and like it's sometimes like today's different. Like Ryan got a bunch out so far. Just like there are days where I feel like it's just like if I don't do something, Trey's gonna absolutely fire someone. And like if I have the chance to do it, like because I want someone to do it for me on the weekend. Because like there's gonna be another time where he's gonna be like, if I outpost a group today, someone's getting fired. Like
Which, and he said that before. Like
and he said it
yeah.
multiple times before. And like there's times where I've just stepped up and done a few like like not shitty ones, but like a few, like he puts enough in the channel for it to be like a decent idea. Like I don't know. But then there's the other side of it is like everyone has their own shit going on. Like not everyone's at their desk all day. Like I get
Right.
to be like I get to be in front of my computer all day, whether I'm in school or home. Like so like that makes me a little bit more like I guess accessible and But I just like feel fucking guilty sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things too that Trey was saying, I remember, it might have been earlier last week or later last week. He was like, I'm putting in a bunch of articles and ideas simply for people to take them, because then they don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about, I'm going to go and try to find a random topic, or I'm going to find a random article on this. I'm putting them out there for you so you don't have to go through that stress. All you have to do is say, I'll take it, and then I'll write about it. So it's not like you have to be, because the whole thing with Trey is, I give you the creative control. Well, he's doing that, but if you can't find a topic, he'll find one for you. All you gotta do is just write it. That's it.
Yeah, or just ask. Like he's
the hard part is going to find a topic.
The last time that he kind of put this out in general, he was like, "Who has trouble finding topics?" And it turned away from that really quickly. I don't know if you remember how that specifically.
Yeah, I remember. Everyone was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
No, then, not even that. One person came in and like turned the entire conversation on Tan. I don't say his name on this.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So like it got distracted from the point. But I even said to Trey after, I was like, yeah, there are times where like sometimes I don't know what to write about. And I'm still getting more shit done than a lot of other people. So I just like I don't get it. I was talking to him last night. He's like, "Do you want to call people out?" And then I woke up this morning and you were just calling out.
Here's the thing. I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, and look, like Jeremy, if he's why you are a little snake in the grass. That's what you are. That's what you are. Like that. I'm not saying it to be like, oh, be scared of me. Like, it's funny, but I also mean that. Like, where you been? Like, what pisses me off about this is people take this shit for granted. You sit there in the fucking interview and you say, oh, this and that. I'm so passionate. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to make it in the world. I want to make it in this industry. And then when you get there, you do nothing. Or you ghost the company for a month like this guy. You snake in the fucking grass. That's what that is. You get there, you get an opportunity, and you just waste it. Where's Font been? Font's been doing some goddamn toast time. That's it. He does toast time. What happened to him doing the timestamps or the time slots for the interns? What happened to him writing articles about the Yankees? He reacts to the Yankees on toast time, but that's all he does. What happened? Where'd you go? I don't understand. People take it for granted. And then when they get booted, when people like Jeremy get the boot and you say bye, and you say bye to people like Font, they're going to bitch and be like, well, why are you firing me? You had your opportunity. Why waste this chance? This is a golden opportunity. I'm getting DM'd today. Today, I am getting DM'd from random people on the That's Some Cheese Instagram asking for a job. These people, I don't know if they're good or not, but they might be able to beat you, Jeremy. They might be able to beat you, Font. Other people out there too in the company, they might be able to beat you. So pick it the fuck up. And one of the things I said when I welcomed in the new interns that the first group of interns that came in, we have 13 interviews this week. 13 fucking interviews. Imagine if all 13 get fired. Who the hell is gonna leave? A lot of you people that don't understand. So I'm like, wake up. These people could do it way better than you. And when I said in that message, I said, step up or step out. Actually, if you're not going to do it, just leave. I mean, there's no point. Don't waste my time. Don't waste anybody else's time. And for sure, so don't waste Trey's time. He's the one that's been here since ground zero. I've been here since January. I couldn't imagine the frustration of seeing this grow and grow and grow and grow and grow at a fast fucking rate and it not mean a thing. And you guys just take advantage of it. It's a joke.
I 100% agree with you on Jeremy. Anthony's been good to me. He's come on my show. No, I don't I know I 100% know what you're saying, but I get the same thing. Like an easy post could have been like what I'm gonna buy with fucking like my Dogecoin winnings. Like he was tweeting about it, just like we were talking about in the Slack, just like fucking put 4 pictures in a caption, like it'll be funny, like it'll get a lot of views because like the shit he does do is like genuinely pretty good.
And, he is. I don't want to talk.
I know what you're saying.
I just come out because I'm like, where you been? And that's why what I said with the social media person who I won't name because that person is not here anymore. But when I called that person out as well, I mean, where you been? Like that's all it is. And it's not me to come out and press you, even though it sounds like it. I mean, I kind of am, but just say like, I've been here, I've been doing this, I've been here. I'll get to it this week. Or because the thing with Jeremy is he's a draft guy. We got the draft right here. Where are you at?
That is like, to me is kind of crazy.
Where are you?
That's my only point of contention is like there and it's a thing at this site is that there are like draft people, college people. I'm not one of those guys. I'm very hand up. Like I don't know shit. Like the only reason I was even able to participate in the company wide mock was because I had the Jets and I had the #2 overall pick. If you had to give me like pick 11, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I had the Giants and I picked Jalen Phillips. I mean, Smith was there, but I said to myself, I stuck to my word. I said if if Waddle's not there, I want a Waddle. And I was like, if Waddle's not there, I'm going defensive end. And in my little quote, I said, this fills a need.
Yeah, next to
Having
Leonard Williams.
a young gun with a freshly re-signed Leonard Williams is a huge plus. That's all I wrote in my little quote about it.
Leonard Williams is a guy as a Jets fan that just like drives me nuts. Like he was,
And
like,
it was crazy because he
dude,
got so much better. He got so much better.
sucked. Well, he
and,
was
like,
really
just
good.
developed.
He was good. Sucked for a while. Then like thought he was gonna be
Yeah,
out
he
of the
just
league.
developed
Sucked,
with it
and then
with the Giants
gets like a league minimum deal with the Giants, and then goes there.
and
But
goes off. Yeah,
I kind of want to circle back to those interview things you were talking about. So you
yeah,
said you got 12 DMs or whatever the case may be, 12 interviews this week.
yeah.
What has been like the recurring theme of the interview process, and like what has made people differentiate themselves, and like what should we be looking out for as like a company?
I mean, you just see in these kids like the work that they put in. You know, it's crazy because I see some of these kids and they have so much experience behind them. And I look at me and I'm like, I had zero experience. I just had a vision and I had a drive and I had a work ethic because I want to be here and I want to do this. And obviously you can see that with this little thing around me. But some of these kids, they have a lot of experience. They know their stuff. And you know it. I mean, I think we've really only let go two of the people that we did. And I don't know if Trey wants me talking about it, but I really don't. I'm full transparent because I know there's people from the company that are going to watch it, and they should be scared. And then
Dude,
this is something.
I hope people watch it because that was another thing. We talked about this before we went live, but so Trey just put out a pretty big, like, we don't use general often, and he added the channel and was like, why aren't we reading each other's people's shit? And I didn't even really have a chance to like think it out and answer, but like I see that the most because every single week I'm asking for best of nominations. Like the there should be someone that's reading stuff. Like I know Trey reads everything, but Trey's not gonna give me the content. Like
Right.
he does enough shit. Like it's not his job to give me best of content. I've gotten one nomination for each week. Like I'm just like the random shit. Like those are just easy views. Like you don't want to see if you made the top. Like if you made the list. Like
Yeah, and I mean, I love your Barstool articles. I read them. I always read them.
That's one of the other things that like maybe Trey might want us to not talk about because but I from my perspective, like I think I'm probably
But what's crazy?
it's a weird thing to die on because like we don't want to. They're clearly like in a ultra hyper like Barrett Chamber. They are like some sort of our competitors, and
Right.
eventually we will be able to rival them. But like I don't know what the difference is now, and I just think that like I don't know. Maybe Trey's just like the SEO god and got me
Yeah,
to like
but
and
that's
just
what I'm
putting
saying.
those ideas out.
People want to like read about the BFFs pod with Josh and all his drama, and
Dude, I wish I
you
knew more
writing about
about
that.
that.
People are going to search that. Like, so people are going to read that article because they want to know what's going on. So when your article comes up first, they're reading that. That's also what's crazy though. I mean, you're playing the market essentially is what that is.
It's like in a weird sense of the word, and I kind of said this on my interview with big man. It's like the modern day like small blogging. Like people want to know what's going on at Barstool, whether they like to admit it or not, whether they follow them on Twitter or not. So they
Yeah.
they do it, and it's instead of like fucking bikini pics. I know Chad still does his Women Crush Wednesdays every
Yeah.
now and then, but yeah, like that's not the way the world is anymore. So like this people want to know about that shit. So I kind of just like but yeah, that's I don't expect people at the company to read that shit though, because I know that that's not for people here. That's for like general public. But like the best of shit, like I went up at 10 o'clock this morning. It has 8 views. Like so what do we do? Like what are we doing? Like, why can't you click it? It's not even
And
just that. And a lot of our content is draft content, and that stuff I'll click it and I'll like kind of see if there's headings or something, but like I'm not spending all my time reading draft profiles of stuff I don't really like necessarily care about. Like
right.
I'm an NFL gambling fan, but not like a draft fan. So that's kind of my take on that. I guess I'll
Yeah, I
answer it.
mean, I'm not the biggest draft person either. I mean, I wasn't gonna be a part of that draft, and then the mock draft here, and then Trey was like, "Well, just take the Giants and do your one pick."
Yeah,
But the one thing I will say is, you come up with those creative ideas for those articles, and it's not just, oh, I'll do a Barstool article. I mean, you did that article on the best post of the week. And then, so you're doing that. So that's more for the company, but it's also really cool to see, oh, here's the highlights of the week. Here are the best articles. Click them right here if you want to see them. The other one that you did is the symbol one, when you combined all the symbol ones. That was really fucking clever. Like, and
Bro, that you're
something that
talking about another thing that pisses me off is like that channel has 11 people in it. Trey made it very clear that he wants to try and have one article per day, 30 days. Not one other person outside of me or Trey has done one. And I've talked about this with Trey. This isn't like a secret. I don't really like it. And I put it in the fucking Slack today too. I was like, if you're not going to write the articles, just like at least fucking click the articles, because like it's a very conceited effort we're putting into. Like it's clearly there are like presenting partner. They're on every single fucking podcast, website, everything. They're there. Like we can at least like try and fucking make some money off that. And if, like you're not going to write them, just that type of shit. And they're doing kind of well. Like they're all getting posted on the symbols, like fucking analysis. They're sharing them on socials. Like it's just easy ways to get views. I don't really. That's the thing that kind of just that's aggravates me with the symbol. And like on a day like today where I don't have a fucking idea for it, like I genuinely feel like guilty.
Yeah, because you're not like posting all the time.
Because yeah, like he made an effort that he made it clear he wants a post a day, and like if I for some reason my brain isn't computing an idea, like I can't do it. Like why someone else should be able to step up and do it. That's
yeah,
kind of my thing.
and there's always stuff that's going on. I mean, we had the Alex Smith retirement. There's always stuff that's happening too. And even then, I mean, you did a Chrissy Teigen post, like.
Oh yeah, Chrissy Teigen. She's an.
But like this, that's just crazy to me. Like you come here, and for the people that don't know this, Adam came in here looking to do production and said that he wasn't really a writer, and then this motherfucker comes in and just starts spitting out articles like it's his job.
Good.
So like, what's crazy?
I think I have like
like,
almost 200 already in 11.
Which
I
is
started
crazy.
my 12th
like,
week.
That's something I cannot do. I can't do that. And what I will say too is I do shit on all these writers, but that's their job title, right? They're a writer. I'm in production. But over this summer when I graduate, I'm learning WordPress and I'm going to start putting out some articles. Does that fucking mean I'm going to sit there and do 16 articles a day and try to beat everybody? Hell no. But I'm going to put out some articles because we need some more articles to go out. And I'm going to have some more downtime because I'm not doing classes. I'm done school.
What are you going to write about?
I don't really know. I mean, we'll just see how it goes. You know what I mean?
You should do like breaking news shit, or are you gonna do like, or are you gonna like come up with like a fucking series or something? Like, do you have any?
I don't know.
Do you have anything in mind?
I didn't. I really didn't. I was just gonna see how it goes. I mean, so my dad recently hired Sam Linton. He goes to Auburn. He lives down there, but then for the summer he comes up here, and I'm in Pennsylvania. So he comes in. So he's gonna be, his house is he lives in Delaware, but it's probably like 20 minutes from me. So during the week, he works as a swim coach at the pool that's 10 minutes from my house. So during the week he's just going to stay at my house and we're just going to write all day and just it's going to be just like content central. And then we're doing a whole different YouTube thing which I'm not going to announce yet when he gets up and with my my podcast partner Manny Ruffin. So we'll be doing some video content with that. So we did hire a bunch of video editors, so it's going to be really cool to get them in action with the content that we're going to be sending them. So I'm just so excited for the summer. And like what I wanted to say about the college thing is just like, I'm just, this virtual stuff really just made me hate it, really not enjoy it. I have my own house off campus, my own room, this, that, and the other, a backyard to go outside and drink, and party and have a good time. And I'm just like, if I could move out today, it's a shame I have such a shitty week with all like finals and all this stuff coming up. But if I could move out today, I'd be out. I have no obligation to be there.
Is that where you are right now?
No, I'm at my house at home. I come home to record this stuff. So I'm here from like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I go back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's been a cycle. And what's crazy is like when I come here, I'm just like, this is in my basement. I'm in like literally in a closet in my basement. And like I stay in, like we have like a little guest bedroom down here. So I stay in the guest bedroom. And like the basement, I literally is just like, it's like content. Like I literally sit down here, I do my homework, I edit down here, I do like, so I'm just like, I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, you're moving home after school. And I'm like, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to be having more fun when I leave college than when I'm in college. It's actually crazy to say.
I have a secret. I have to sneeze. Fuck. No, I can't go. Living at home has like been one of the greatest things like that's happened to me. Like I have like, you know, it obviously sucks that I'm not like working full time, making full time money, but like
Totally.
I have an office at home, like I have a monitor, like I do all my shit here, like I have stable internet, like what more can I ask for? Like and like it's just like it's a kind of like a blessing in disguise. Like a lot of people fucking went to the city where I'm from New York, obviously, and a lot of
Yeah.
people flock to the city like for cheap rents and all that shit. But like I'm down to just like kind of save my money, see what happens, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, I just I never thought I would be ready to get out of college. I remember like literally 6 months ago, like just sitting there so upset, being like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What do I do? I'm not gonna be able to because I know, and a lot of people that are trying to get into this field, they know opportunities are very slim, money is very slim. So I'm sitting there like, what the hell am I gonna do? And now I'm in this position and I'm just like, wow, like I never would have thought I would have said get me out of college, get me out of my house, get me. I don't feel like putting in the effort to move out, clear out my room at school, clear out my house at school. I don't want to do that. I just want that to be done. I need these next 2 to 3 weeks to be over. And it's just like a summer full of fucking content. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait.
Sounds like a fucking dream.
Yeah,
Um,
it really does.
just like fucking golf. I don't even know if you golf, but like just doing
I
that shit
do.
all summer, all that. That'd be
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
So another big reason, uh, your show came on the Vendetta Sports Media Network officially, the
Yep.
all day everyday show. And it
Yes,
was on
sir.
Friday. It happened to be the same day that my show dropped, and you fucking like put up my numbers times like a billion. So I was like, yo, like, and I listened. It was awesome. You had a big interview. I know you're pretty hyped about that. So congratulations on that.
Thank
But
you,
like,
sir.
what is what is like the what do you think is the long term answer for our podcast network? Do you think there is one? Or do you think like it's gonna have to get trimmed down and we can focus more on two? Like, what do you think when it comes to that?
Yeah, so totally. So I definitely think and I've had some conversation with Trey about this too. There has to be a point where we cut this down to, I'm not saying we cut down to 2 podcasts or 3 podcasts. We need to just slim it down. I mean, we know the Final Take show that I told him last night that shouldn't even be on there anymore. And you know why.
Goodbye.
Like that shouldn't be on there anymore. Take it off. Any show that like there's another one that we have in mind that should be taken off. But there is room for the podcast network here, and it will grow as time progresses, as you land more guests. We're not in a state of popularity and viewership right now where we can just do a podcast like this. I mean, we can, which we are, and I'm having a lot of fun. And we've been doing it since Trey and I are on here. We have people from the site. It's a lot of fun. But for the podcast network to grow, it's about getting a guest, and that's exactly what you've been doing. Getting a guest, getting a guest, getting a guest, getting a guest. Somebody that is higher up than you or has a following, whatever it may be.
It's a cool
Land
story to
somebody.
tell. Yeah, just like
Yep. And that's
yeah,
the thing with podcasting. It's all about storytelling. Can you keep people engaged enough to hear what you want to say? That's why these murder, crime, mystery podcasts do so well, because it's such a crazy story. People are so invested in it. So can you tell that crazy story that can keep people around? And now we're fortunate enough to have the video version. So maybe if people have the time and they can sit at their computer or sit on their phone or sit on their laptop and watch the video, sure. The other part is, with our thought process with how myself and Manny are running our shows, we want to break the show up into, different like segments almost. So in terms of and segments of videos, people are
yeah.
gonna are more likely to watch a 25-minute interview that we did post versus the full 45 length thing. So you post the 25-minute interview that gets the clicks up there, and then you post the whatever 15-16 minutes that are left in the show, done. And then it's just more people are more obligated to watch a shorter video than a longer video. And that's just name of the game. That's just what it is. So when I go on there and I see videos that are 2 hours long, and and not even like no disrespect, but who in the right mind is going to sit there for 2 fucking hours and watch it? I mean, honestly, that's just, again, it's the name of the game. You just got to play your cards right.
I agree.
And be successful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of my quick solutions that I was thinking was, so I don't think I've officially said this, but I'll kind of just say it now is that, so once the semester ends, the podcast is going to once a week. 2 times a week has just been like, it was a really aggressive thing for me to bite off first
Oh,
time.
yeah, man.
And
It's a
especially
lot.
for like, especially just considering like what I've been doing. Like it's not like I'm fucking stopped writing or anything like that. And
And you're a full-time
I wasn't even
student.
planning on doing anything. And so, yeah, like, so what happens when the summer comes around is the ice cream truck shit gets really crazy. And my weeks like don't exist. Like I work every weekend, like also I was like random off days. So it's going to be more of like a segmented show where I have like more like thought put into it, but yeah, cut down to once a week. So like, do you think that we should drop like a show a day at first? Like, do you think that has anything to it? So we could maybe get some like people to listen within, and we're not like dropping on the same days, or you think that just like doesn't fucking matter?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a posting schedule is very key to this too. You don't want to, it's like an Instagram post, right? If you post at, 8 p.m., everybody's posting then, so your post is gonna get drowned out. I think
Right.
it's the same thing here. I mean, I know we record on Wednesdays, and it just depends on when I get the video back. Um, Last week it just kind of, you know, unfortunately it just worked out that way that it did, where we got the video back Friday early morning, and
Mhm.
we just were like, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. Because especially the person that I had on was obviously from
Yeah,
around
it's a
this area. So it was like,
big gas, and yeah, and especially for your situation, you were like waiting to hear from someone about like clearance and shit like that. So
yeah, and I want to
that
clear this from the
yeah,
station. And
that's
so,
like different. But I just like I feel like it's kind of Trey mentioned it earlier, but it's like we need to kind of be supporting ourselves a little bit more and boosting each other up, and like,
yeah,
and I know that everyone like Vendetta is like built on some people being assholes and like speaking your own mind, but like if you start reading each other's works, you understand people more. Like it makes it easier to have a conversation like this because like
yeah,
you and I've talked for a good amount of time prior to this. So
yeah, I know. I mean, I've been in contact with you kind of since the beginning. You've been really probably one of the first person. I really think you were the first person I really talked to.
yeah, I was on your second episode of Cheese. I think that was when you were there,
Yeah, and then
and then
you started this after, and you had Trey on for that.
yeah, I started that then the same week. That was a fucking crazy week. I literally got a false positive COVID test. So I was
Really?
stuck in a hotel for 10 days, and because like
Oh, that's right.
the
Because
state
you
wouldn't
did cheese from that.
clear me. I did a lot of shit from there. I put in 3 weeks worth of internship credits into that 7 day period. That was my first week. It was insane.
Yeah, because you did all those articles to
I
begin,
was
and
just fucking locked in hotel room, like couldn't play
yeah,
Xbox.
because right, what are you gonna do,
It's
right?
just like, fuck it. It was like might as well make a good impression, and I was like, and then I really did 2 times a week, and I just stuck with it. But it's gonna go to one. I'm gonna try and put some more thought into it. I mean, it'd be nice to have a co-host, like that's just like a natural like conversation as opposed to having to bring someone on to do anything like decent.
Yeah, I mean, when I started this show, I was by myself, and I just realized, like, I don't know, it's
How
just
many episodes in did you get till you got a co-host?
So what really happened is I did one by myself, and then I got COVID. So then didn't do a show for like 3 weeks. And over that time I had already been talking with my partner about, just starting to get on here. And I was talking with Manny, and he was like, well, why wait? I mean, why not, like, because I was like, all right, let me do one last episode, make the announcement, do whatever. And then he's like, well, why not just do it with me now? And I was like, I mean, I guess you're right. And then we just did it. I mean,
Fuck it, right?
yeah, it just worked out. I mean, this is a dude that I've known since I was, a kid, a little ass kid. And we've been like bullshitting about sports without, a microphone and a camera for years.
Mm-hmm.
So literally like putting this thing in front of me and a camera on my face, like, didn't do anything to us because we've always done that. Like every lunch in elementary school, every lunch in middle school, every lunch uh
Right.
in high school. I remember my senior year of high school, I would sit with my friend group for half the lunch, and then the second half, after I was done eating, I go over to his table and we just start bullshitting about what's going on. Like it's just when you find someone that's like that and it's just genuine, where like there's no tension on I have to say this or I have to say that. You just and what's crazy is like people are like, oh, it's like most people have shows and they're scripted. You know, you agree with this and then the other person agrees with that. For us, it's like he normally doesn't agree with what I say, or
Mhm.
I normally don't. Like it's just crazy how
There's
it's
a natural
working
flow to
perfectly.
it because
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
the
like
best way to put it.
it's just like the chemistry because you guys it's not even it feels it's natural. It doesn't fucking
Right,
matter
it's
what's in front of you.
natural,
Is he a
and
Yankees fan too or no?
no, he's a all Philly guy, so that's
Uh,
what's crazy.
so
So we have that clash
he's
too.
not an embarrassment over the Yankees start. Like how I didn't know you were a Yankees
I'm
fan. You've been awfully quiet, huh?
because
Awfully
I don't. What do I
quiet.
say? They're the worst team in baseball.
You
It's
could
it's embarrassing.
you could put your
You know
hand
what's
up and say that
crazy?
you're a shitty New York sports fan, fucking throwing balls on the field and shit. That was atrocious.
You know what's crazy? They had to. I saw like I had a text today, and it was like a meme, and it was like the New York Knicks have won 6 games in a row, and then it's like, what did it take? And it
Yankees
was
to
like
lose
the
fucking 5 games
Yankees,
in a row. Yep.
the Yankees to lose 5 in a row. So it's
Uh,
just a pain. I mean, Aaron Hicks can't hit. Nobody can hit. There's no bullpen. Losing Ottavino and Canely was just an embarrassment. They were just the entire bullpen, and it's I don't even know. Obviously, no Britain. It's just sad. I just am. I'm at a loss for words. Can Glaber even play the position of shortstop? There's so many. Can I get Voit back, please? The waste of space. Jay Bruce finally decides to retire after 15 games with the Yankees. Good job, pal. Didn't
15
even
years with
play
the Yankees,
15.
bro. I hate to fucking deal with him at the Mets. He
15.
was he's at
Yeah,
his worst with the Mets. At least he fucking was smart enough to retire with the Yankees. Holy shit. The
it's
dude just
just I don't
fucking
know.
sat there and they made that
It's a
trade for him at
joke.
the deadline. The Mets, he was like leading the NL in average and RBIs and never hit another ball that season. Such a
They just can't get the
disgusting.
job done. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's so frustrating. If you told me before the season started that in 15 games the Yankees would be worst in the division, second worst in the league,
Their worst start since 1997.
worst
That's the
start since
year I was born.
1997, and 5 games below 500, I would have said, "Are you out of your mind? Like that makes no sense. No chance." If you told me the Red Sox were going to be leading after 15, 16 games, I would have said, "What?" It's either Yankees or Blue Jays. And now, I mean, I get it. Okay, it's 15 games, but I'm that person where it's like I remember saying it when they went on a streak last year. I'm like, oh, they suck. Worst team in baseball. They stink. They're awful. They're awful. And now I'm like, I don't give a shit saying it. We're 15 games in.
Yeah, no. When you suck, you suck. It's made it
I
pretty
mean,
clear.
it's not like they're just having some like a little slump here and then we'll figure it out. First of
Not.
all,
It's
it's
all
not.
around.
There's no bullpen. Nobody can fucking hit and nobody can play defense.
They're not
You can't
hitting.
even field a
That's
team.
and especially in a league where like home runs or strikeouts. They've been striking out. And they haven't been hitting home runs or they've had 3 hits Friday night. Like just stupid
A
shit like that.
Sunday, a Sunday day game at Yankee Stadium. Garrett Cole, the ace on the mound, and you have Aaron Judge 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Aaron Hicks stumbling over himself in center fields.
Aaron Nick, it's literally it's just a joke and it's sad and I can't believe that. Again, this everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's too early to say. It's only 15 games in," but I can't believe I had to give up the Yankees to get the Knicks. I mean,
Of your,
really,
I was gonna say, of your 3 teams, which are you most like happy about right now?
I'm happy about. I'm really happy about the Knicks. I'm really happy about the New York Rangers. They're making a huge push. The problem is they keep winning and winning and winning, and they're 2 games out of the last playoff spot. And Trey's Boston Bruins hold that spot. And
It's
every
crazy that
time,
they're even that low. I figured the Bruins were gonna run away with that.
so did
Fucking
I. And it's just crazy that every time the Rangers win and they get a game back instead of 2 games, Boston wins. It doesn't matter. I'm like,
mhm.
I need a Boston loss. And they keep on winning. Every time the Rangers are winning, Boston's winning. So I'm like, I don't even know if time's running out. So, but yeah, I'm very excited for the Knicks to actually, all willing here,
Knock on wood.
make the keep the playoffs spot secured and be able to actually watch my basketball team in the playoffs. This is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a Knicks guy. I'm not a basketball guy overall. It's just never been for me. I think it's the wrestling thing. Like wrestlers just aren't into basketball, at least from my opinion. But like when the Knicks are good, there is a little bit of a buzz in the city. Like
Yeah.
my friends who are like Knicks fans are like, yo, like we got to make sure we're watching the Knicks game tonight. It's like I've known you for 23 years. You've never said that before. Like what? Like what? Like it took Julius Randle to do that.
Yeah, facts. I mean,
Uh,
that's just what it is. I mean, it's fun to see your team playing well. And when Knicks have been consistently so bad and just not worth watching, and you see this, you're like, wow, like my team is back. Like this is like 6 in a row. What? It's not. This shouldn't happen.
and like the fact that the Nets are still like in the same city, you wouldn't even know they existed in New York. It's really
But
crazy.
that's the thing. I mean, and you think about the Nets too. Like, I guess you could say you actually could say if the Nets don't win the finals this year, that was a failure because if they got
100%.
But if since the Knicks are going to make the playoffs again, all willing here, that's a success story for them, right? Like, haven't made the playoffs in God knows how long.
Yeah, I guess they would be the winners of New York, huh?
I mean,
if that's what it came to. Yeah. Think Zion comes or no? He's just blowing smoke up everyone's ass last night.
Yeah, blowing smoke.
Blowing. I saw a quote come out probably like a few hours later, and because him and JJ Redick had the same agency, and
Yeah.
JJ had like it was probably a podcast quote or something. He's like, my team and my like organization, like they don't trust that up front office. Like we don't talk to them. So just fuck James Dolan, bro.
Yeah, dude, I can't even get started on him. It's just like,
but like at least you have the Rangers. Like the Rangers kind of have been like semi okay. Obviously they haven't won a cup, but like he's put the right people in place for the Rangers, seemingly. Right. Not so much.
I mean, yeah, the Rangers have always been in that contention. I mean, last time I saw them in the cup was I was a freshman in high school playing against the LA Kings. And losing that really hurt. I remember just watching that goal scored on Lundqvist to end the game, and he's just laying flat on his face. And it was just sad to see. But it's crazy to see that, I got to see my team in the finals, and then every year after that, making playoffs, and then fell off.
They were staples. They were staples in the playoffs. When you have a goalie like that, it's hard to miss.
And it's just gonna be sad this year if they don't make it because they're really. I mean, they have to.
Would they be in under normal circumstances or no?
No.
I wonder what the future of the NHL is.
Actually, they would. They would be in.
I mean, I know that the division the Canes are in are smoking all of them.
Yeah, and it's crazy just because, like, Washington is really good, and you got Tampa Bay, Washington, Islanders, Bruins. I mean, all these guys, all these teams over here are just crazy. I mean, it's just you can't catch a break. If the sad part is, the sad reality of it is like the Rangers are doing their job, they're winning their games, they're playing really well, but it's just not. It doesn't matter because Boston keeps on winning, and I'd rather see the Rangers in it than Boston. And obviously I'm saying that biasly as a fan, but
of course,
it
is weird to see Chara not playing for the Bruins.
I know,
just like he's just like a staple. I feel like he's been involved in hockey for as long as even.
I know he's got to be. He's got to be done. He's like a Jaromir Jagr. He's just got to say bye. Hanging up, pal.
Yeah. What else? What else we got? I had one other thing to talk. Oh, Jake Paul fight. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you like pay for it the whole 9, or you found a stream?
I had friends that paid for it, and obviously here's a Venmo. I still paid for that bullshit though.
4 hours of just fucking concerts and shitty fighting. Probably the most underrated part of that though, I don't know if you saw it, was the slap fight.
That was crazy.
That shit was awesome. The camera worked on it was atrocious, and they missed like probably the biggest fucking slap from that backwards hat dude in the third shot. And that guy was flinching, but like that shit was crazy. And he was just collapsing like that. Pete Davidson was a good addition though, but
he's always so funny. But
the actual fight, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I look at Jake Paul and, there's rumors now of maybe seeing him go against Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy. And, yeah, he just has to fight a real boxer. Here's the thing. Ben Askren, yeah, world-class athlete, Olympian, NCAA wrestler, just a great athlete. 19-2 in the UFC. Obviously, that needed the head of Masvidal. Everyone's going to think of his career like that, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
He
He
really
was
went through the
never
shit end of the stick for the last 5 years. Holy
right,
crap.
but he was never the biggest stand-up fighter. He was never the hardest striker. So, like, he's a grappler. He's a wrestler. He's a ground guy. He's not a stand-up, I'm going to throw fists at your face and I'm going to beat you that way. He was never that fighter.
When he
So, like,
walked into the weigh-ins and he was the weigh-in pictures were not good for him, and then when he took a
yeah, no,
shot in the
he looked
fight,
like shit.
it's
I
like,
mean,
dude, like I know you're a wrestler, I know you know how to train, but like you clearly did not prepare for this.
yeah, he definitely didn't give a shit. He was just going
And
there to get his money. He thought he could just, and the
dude,
crazy thing is,
him
the
walking
thought
out smiling
process,
was gross. Like I hate that shit.
the
Just like
thought,
fucking.
the thought process was he's gonna tire Jake out because he can just take some punches, and then late round fight. You know how the reason why McGregor lost it to Mayweather is because he just gassed out and got tired, and then he dropped him. And that's what I think. The only reason Ben was gonna win was by doing that, and it just obviously didn't work out. First round got dropped, and what's
At
scary.
this rate, I don't know. I don't know if Ben would have made it that deep because he did not look like he was ready to fight.
No, he didn't even look like when he was holding his hands up. He's like,
Right? It was just
he
like,
didn't
what?
look like a fighter. I mean, it's
Dude,
just
he
joke.
really fucking put a bad taste in the world for the sport of wrestling. That was a bad look for wrestling. I saw a lot of people on wrestling Twitter trying to disavow his national championships, give them to the guys he beat, because like now like he's on. He does a podcast, Flow Radio. It's on part of Flow Wrestling. They kind of suck now anyway, but I'm curious to see what he's gonna have to say about that. And he's gonna be on Dave Portnoy show come out this week, so I'm sure I'll write about that.
yeah. I mean, it's just crazy, and I mean, now there's no denying. Like you obviously see, Jake Paul has power. He can hit hard. Good for him, right? He's taking it seriously. He's working his butt off. He's doing all the right things, but I just don't know if I can take it seriously yet until you fight somebody that actually has the same work ethic as you and actually trains that hard, actually puts in that work.
If I wasn't retired from gambling, I would have lost a lot of money on that.
Like, can I just see you get hit by somebody that's actual boxer and you take that? Like, and here's the thing that's crazy about Jake Paul. You know, you can start to see like that's the comparison to Conor McGregor and all this, popularity and all this, all the little things that he does, when he's standing at the weigh-in and he pulls out the archer and he's standing like this, right? The whole thing with that is people bought into the Conor fights because they liked how he talked this trash. They wanted to see him fight. They wanted to see him win. Keyword,
The
they
fight
wanted to see him win.
promoter, yeah, people want to see him lose. Jake Paul lose.
Jake Paul, they want to see him fucking lose. That's the difference. Like, nobody likes him. Like, and there was an interview that Pete Davidson did when he was sitting before, in the locker room. He's sitting with Ben Askren asking. He's like, he's asking him some question, and he's just like, yeah, he's like, I don't know. I have to say that I have to act like I'm on
yeah.
both teams when I'm out there, but he's like,
I fucking hate that guy.
I hate the guy. Yeah. Like nobody likes him. He's like, we're all pulling for you, buddy. Like, It's crazy. Like, I don't know, but I have a lot of respect for him. I mean, he's worked his butt off.
He's earned his respect. At least from me. When it comes.
But I mean, dude, I say I respect you, but I won't take you seriously until you win against an actual boxer. And then I will actually come out and I will publicly say that I will be in on Jake Paul. I'm not saying I will follow him and I will like him, but I will be in on him because he was able to win and do this and that.
Did you like the actual talking, like the commentators, or did you hate it as much as I did?
I think it was stupid.
It was so bad. Like, we get it. You smoked weed. Like, we don't need to hear about it for the entire time.
Yeah.
When they had fucking Oscar De La Hoya on the mic, he was just like screaming.
It's just, I don't know. And that's why I made it look like more of a joke. But here's the thing, though. That's why you can put this back on Jake Paul and say, well, it wasn't a joke because he took it seriously. He worked hard. He came in the best shape that he could, and he did the best he could. So
having the TikTok girls in the ring was just like, it's just an unnecessary touch. Unnecessary.
It's just, it's just a shame that Ben didn't take it that seriously. If he took it seriously, I mean, looking at Jake Paul's power, I really don't think Ben would have won. But I mean, maybe he would have been able to take some more punches.
Yeah, wouldn't have fucking went down on the first real shot he took.
Right. So I don't know. good for him. He'll be off for a little while. I'm excited to see if he actually gets a fight pretty soon.
I wonder if he's gonna fight that billionaire from before, Fournier, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I just hope that he fights an actual boxer this time, because you can't get me to take you seriously when you have
Until you
4
box.
professional fights
Yeah.
and they're all against non-boxers. I mean, that is what it is. But
Yeah, I agree with you. We'll see. I fucking beat my wrestling boy. I would have eaten my crow on that. Producer Alex, thanks for coming on the show, buddy. I appreciate it. What's your actual Twitter handle? Because I just want to say all day.
all
JK.
day AJ27.
Follow him on Twitter. His podcast, All Day Everyday Show.
Yes, sir.
He'll be on the lookout. We're gonna talk again for sure.
Yeah, dude, this was fun. Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.